8:45 a.m. Once again returning on this Wednesday morning, December 10th, 2025. We still have quite a little bit of drippage coming off the roof from our previous liquid precipitation, and now we are going into our frozen precipitation. About a half an hour ago, give or take, we had our first sirens of the day rushing off to the nearby highway. Somebody probably got hung up in some slush and had to slide off. As the roads are not really, well, they're clear. Let's just say that, okay? So, it's not really hazardous driving conditions out there. Once again, I see no valid reasons for closing down the schools, unless of course it's for that narrative of snow days, of which there has to be so many snow days per school season anymore. It's just ridiculous. But we could see, look at this icicle. Look at how much that is dripping, because the temperatures are still warm enough to continue the drippage, even though we are having this frozen fallout now. And as I stated earlier, and what was stated as far as our forecast, our so-called flakes, if you will, are to start clumping together to where oh yeah, now it's really starting to kick. I just had some icicles crash down to the ground below, getting some wind picking up, driving the temperatures down. Man, I'm glad I got out into the woods when I did earlier. Of course, because of all this, I'll have to venture back out here in a few hours, just so that the cats have water rather than slush. Man, this is coming down just that much heavier. Look at that. But yet, we can see how this stuff is floating as well as falling, because of the updrafts of the wind. But yep, coming down just that much heavier. Yay! Going back into that winter wonderland after having rain. Yeah. Okay, good enough for now. Fun stuff. Fun stuff, but no. Would not want to play out in this. Just like any forms of precipitation today, I try to stay clear of the fallout as much as possible. But because of what I do, my frequent visitations back and forth to the woods, a lot of times, well, I cannot avoid this yuck. Okay, there we have it. And that's where we'll leave it, at least for this given point in time.